Of course, you got all the crap going on in Brooklyn as about 18,000 people, I think, is close to it, if not dead on sellout, were at Barclays yesterday celebrating the anti-Semite and hoping that he played well so Brooklyn could get a win. Even Jerry Seinfeld put his Judaism aside yesterday and said, "Oh, the hell with it. It's only basketball." Ugh. Then, of course, you have Philadelphia being the greatest city in America to be in right now. And the great joy that they're having.
Wash your mouth out.
And then, of course, you have everything in between, which means that the Nets are probably going to hire a sexual harasser here in the next hour or two to lead their sorry, moribund, morally corrupt franchise into the future. And then most likely, we'll all be done talking about the Nets. Good afternoon, Evan. How are you today, kid?
They did bench Kyrie last night.
Second quarter, right?
Yeah, because he played like crap.
Yeah.
Then he reappeared in the third quarter and continued to play like crap. And the Brooklyn Nets got steamrolled in the fourth quarter and lost.
I'm sure that when they introduced Kyrie Irving, that everybody in the building booed him, right?
No boos, but very little cheers. It was a very
Nobody booed
tepid.
him.
No, they were very. I didn't hear any boos personally.
I know what happened. Everybody stood up and turned around so their backs were facing the court to show their displeasure with Kyrie Irving, right?
Nah, that didn't happen either.
Well, I know.
What was that?
I know. When Kyrie came back in the game in the second half, everybody booed him.
No, when he missed his seventh straight shot, he heard some boos then.
Oh, okay. Got it.
They heard some boos.
Yeah, it's interesting. Listen, now you do what you got to do. If you bought tickets, you don't want to waste your money, you go to the game. Doesn't make you a bad person, doesn't make you a bad Jew, or if you are Jewish or anything like that. It just is interesting for all the nonsense that has gone on here in the last 48 hours, and it looks like there might be more coming, maybe even by the time we get off the air today, in regards to their new head coach to replace the interim Jacques Vaughn, of course. It's interesting that for all the vitriol, all the hatred that I think has been rightfully spewed towards Kyrie, specifically over, the book and the video and all that stuff, it ain't stopping anybody from going. So I'm not sure if...
It never has, though. This isn't new. Like, when teams acquire quote-unquote bad guys.
Yeah.
Do people not show up?
Nah.
Do you think when Yankee fans went to see Aroldis Chapman or cheered for him, that means they appreciate beating up women?
No, obviously not.
Obviously not. Of course not.
It's just, I don't know. It seems like there was, if you went last night, right?
I was, because I'm a fan of a basketball team, not a human.
There was nothing going on outside the arena.
No.
And we have seen demonstrations outside Barclays specifically.
Yeah, and
in the last couple of years, right?
And around Kyrie Irving, there was a vaccine mandate.
Yeah.
Protest last year at one point. Yeah.
I was thinking to myself, because it's one of those things you got to talk about it. Everyone's talking about it, and it is a New York story, quite specifically. And I said to myself driving into that, I'm like, if they still sold out, which they essentially did, I don't know the exact number.
No, it was sold out.
But yeah, so sellout game last night. Nobody's protesting outside. Nobody's boycotting, Kyrie or the Nets specifically, right? We all have our opinion on it, but if they're selling out and nobody's booing them and nobody's demonstrating out front, why, move on, right? Why are we going to spend another 4 hours today talking about Kyrie Irving? I don't want to. And if we're still going to do all the things we would do if Kyrie didn't do the things he did, then let's move on. Right?
Are you asking me that?
Well,
what are you asking me?
I don't know.
I don't know what you're even saying.
I'm trying here's what I'm trying to figure out.
Okay.
Everybody, rightfully so, is very upset with the Kyrie Irving stuff and the anti-Semitism and all the stuff that we've talked about on and on and on. But it didn't change anybody's kind of thought of going to the game.
When has it?
I don't know if it ever has.
In the lineage and the history of different controversies around athletes. Obviously not to the same extent as this. This is different. A link to a movie that's anti-Semitic. But, come up with whatever example you want. When the Jets signed Michael Vick. And look, Michael Vick, you could argue, deserved a second chance.
There were
did.
protests, though.
No, but did anyone not go to games?
No, listen,
did
might there have been an outlier that didn't?
Oh, and I'm sure there's an outlier from last night. I'm sure there are people who said, I'm not going tonight. But in the long list of acquiring athletes or athletes that did bad things, whether it's a DUI or it's, what I mentioned with Aroldis Chapman or Jose Reyes, when has that ever caused a mass amount of people to say, oh, I'm done?
I don't think the answer is ever, to be honest with you.
Exactly. So why would you be surprised that, hey, I went to the game, and if you've got a problem with that, you can bring it up. I'll explain it.
By the way, I don't have a problem with anybody going to the game. You spend your hard-earned money on tickets. You love the team. I know for a fact, I sit next to you all day, and I know your sensibility on it. You do not agree with what he said. You find it abhorrent and objectionable.
Right. Two things can be true.
And yet you're also a Brooklyn Net fan. You had tickets to the game, and you want to go see your favorite team play. I get it. I guess I'm surprised that there's all this vitriol, but no one's doing anything about it, and maybe they normally don't. Fair point. Understood. Well taken. I do think this. If the Nets double down by hiring a guy that might be a great coach, he's had 1 year and did go to an NBA final, considering what he's going through right now, then, the Nets are saying to their fan base, we are here to win basketball games. We are trying to win a championship.
That's it.
And not even within reason. No reason. We are going to do everything we can to win a championship. And if we hire, quote-unquote, bad people, too bad for you.
Yes.
Don't come.
Yes. No, that's exactly what it is.
And that's all it is.
The Brooklyn Nets are doing everything they can. It's a last-ditch effort, in my opinion.
And by the way, let me say this. Every single team in the history of professional sports at some point or another has done at different levels the exact same thing.
And look, here's the perfect storm. And I think you'd agree with this. And I'm not going to spend that much time on it because it's a basketball thing. Do you agree that Ime Udoka gives the Brooklyn Nets the best chance to kind of give this last-ditch effort and winning with this unit?
I think he's one of a very, very small group of men that could.
Okay,
yes.
He's the guy. He has a history with these guys.
Quinn Snyder's here.
No, I disagree.
Feel similarly.
I think Quinn Snyder's a great coach, but Ime Udoka has coached these guys before.
That's fair.
So if you accept that and just trust me on it, because I'm sure most people don't give a rat's ass about the Nets. So if you just trust me that Ime Udoka gives them the best chance at this last-ditch effort to win, which is the name of the game, then the Brooklyn Nets are saying PR be damned.
That's exactly
what they're saying. I don't care what Mike Vaccaro writes, and that's not me talking. I'm saying the Nets. I love you, Mike. I love your articles. I don't care what Craig Carton says on the radio. I don't care what Giannotti says on the radio. We are going to do what gives us the best chance to win. Moral high ground be damned.
That's right.
That's what they're doing. It's obvious. And here's the cold-hearted truth. If they win, if they turn this around, and for the record, they won't. I'm telling you, want my opinion?
Yeah, we saw last night.
This team will be selling by late January. Save the freaking tape. And I'll be the one leading hey, let's nuke the thing. Let's blow it up. But if somehow they win, let's say I'm wrong, and they turn it around, and in late April they're hosting playoff games as an Eastern Conference favorite, no one's going to give a rat's ass about the pad PR from November. No. And that's what they're gambling
you're gonna see Kyrie Irving jerseys all throughout Brooklyn again.
Yes.
That's exactly what you're
That's what they're doing. They are going all in on winning. And I think where this is a weird debate is that 85% of this city doesn't want to see them win. So you're not going to look at that perspective, and I totally understand that. It's from the perspective of F them, I hate them anyway. They're a morally corrupt franchise, which, by the way, they are.
Yep.
I'm not disputing that.
Yeah, no, they are.
But they are going all in on winning. That's what they're doing.
877-337-6666. Meanwhile, while the morally corrupt Nets are going all in on winning, it pains me to say this, but I'm going to say it. And I recognize I'm going to take heat for saying it. I'm envious. I'm a little jealous. I'm not going to lie to you. The scene in Philadelphia last night was stupid. It was everything I have dreamt of as a sports fan my entire life. It's what I experienced only once in my entire life, and that, of course, was the 1986 Mets. Watching last night's game and the bottom of the first and Bryce Harper hitting that 2-run home run and the place going bonkers as we would have, and they did last night, and then watching a second home run and a third home run and a fourth home run and finally a fifth home run and a 7-0 win and 45,000 people in unison singing that stupid song that I can't get out of my head now. You know, I'm dancing on my own because you stole my girlfriend from me, and they seem to use that now as their theme song, right? I got to be honest. I wish I was one of them. I wish I was right there with them, and I feel like, boy, they've got it pretty good.
And you know what's crazy?
When do I get my shot?
And you know what's crazy?
Yeah.
If you look at all the star players that are making this happen, you could say could have, I would say should have been Yankees or Mets. Bryce Harper should have been a New York Yankee.
Yep.
There was absolutely no reason for Brian Cashman to not pursue him harder in his free agent year. JT Realmuto. Mets needed a catcher.
That's right.
There's no reason JT Realmuto shouldn't have been a New York Met. And how about this one? This is for all the manager fans out there. You interviewed Rob Thompson if you're the New York Yankees.
Yeah.
You could have had Rob Thompson. Now, none of us knew at the time that Rob Thompson would basically be Gil Hodges reincarnated. Maybe we didn't see that coming. But when you look at the success of that franchise, and I agree with you in terms of jealous.
Yeah.
That's the right word.
I mean, it looked
jealous.
like everything we dream of, didn't it?
And I believe our
Crowd
stadiums
going crazy, music that makes no sense. We're all singing it.
Yep.
Local restaurants refusing to cook food for the Houston Astros, like a catering job that would have paid them a lot of money. And I'm saying to myself, these rat bastards.
And that could have been us because Citi Field Indoor Yankee Stadium would have had the same damn electricity.
Yes, you're right.
We're all the same Northeasterners.
100%. Yes. And I hate that I feel that way.
Can you kill this stupid song already?
I got to tell you.
Like, seriously.
I can't get the song out of my head.
Ugh.
I've been going around town singing it everywhere.
Yuck.
Oh, no.
Well, that's a part of the thesis I have, that you're a secret lover of
I am
Philadelphia.
not a secret lover of Philadelphia.
Yeah.
I'm a jealous, envious sports fan who sees that city not all that too far away from us that we despise, that I despise, Philly, living a life
BS.
right now that every one of us has said, when do we get a turn?
There's no hatred in your voice.
Huh?
There's no hatred in your voice. Where is it?
Well, because there is none right now.
Exactly, because you adore them.
No.
You love them. Philly was built on a damn lie.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Evan, it's been 13 years since the Yankee fan had it. You know how long it's been since the Met fan had it?
I'm well aware.
36 years.
Yes.
It's been 53 years since the Jet fan has had it. Giants, of course, a lot more recent. Good for them. I'm jealous.
Of course.
I love those people.
And these losers won 87 games this year. The Yankees and Mets were better all season long until it mattered.
Yeah.
Until it really freaking mattered. I got to tell you, Craig, I watched last night.
It's
part of it.
killing me.
I was so sick to my stomach. Nicholas Castellanos making diving catches.
Yeah.
Are you freaking kidding
Guy was
me?
the worst right fielder defensively in baseball this year.
I know.
And now it's the second big catch he's made in the postseason.
Third.
Was it the third?
He's made a ton.
Did he make a big catch that got them through the wild card round?
Yeah, he also made a catch in the World Series game number one. Game one. Then, I mean, dude, it is so freaking sickening. And guess what, Met and Yankee fans? You should be sick. A lot of what makes them tick, a lot of what makes them good should have been ours. Why wasn't Carl Schwarber a Met? Why wasn't Kyle Schwarber a Yankee?
That's right.
Why wasn't Bryce Harper a Yankee? Why the hell did they let Zach Wheeler go a few years ago? Oh, that's right. Jeff Wilpon. Thanks, Jeff.
And I know they won via the home run yesterday, which has been a criticism of the Yankees a lot. But they've got a vibe and an energy about them that, let's be honest, the Yankees have not had in a long time. The Mets have had some glimpses of, to be fair, that gritty, dirty, camaraderie, everybody in.
Craig.
Yeah.
They only got that vibe in October.
Well, that's when it matters.
Dude, of course. No, I'm
I
agreeing
can't
with
take
you.
that away from them.
I'm agreeing with you.
Bunch of animals that they are. I can't.
I'm merely saying that baseball's a long season. It's an endless season, right? From April to September, they sucked.
Yes.
They underachieved. They tried to blow a playoff spot.
Fact,
All of that was true.
Yep, you're right. They fired their manager.
They fired their manager. In the end, if this was the old format, they don't even make the playoffs. And yet, come October, starting with the Cardinals, then with the Braves, then with the Padres, and now, all of a sudden, they flip the switch, and they're the biggest party in America, and I'm disgusted by it, and I'm envious of it, and I'm jealous of it, and I'm bitter of it.
Yeah.
And all of that. Put it all together in one big stew.
Tell you what, if they do it again tonight, I'm bringing in soft pretzels tomorrow and Rita's water ice. I'm telling you right now, I'm having a Philadelphia-themed show tomorrow.
This is what I'm saying. He's celebrating
I'm telling you right now.
He's celebrating
I'm
it.
telling you right now.
As we should,
Well,
my
Yankees.
ass.
I told you, this is really the New York World Series, right? The Yankee fans loving it, watching the Astros embarrass themselves. The Met fans hating it, watching their division rival, who advanced farther than you did, maybe win a World Series. But I don't care. If they win tonight, You and I are going to have a Philadelphia-themed show tomorrow, buddy.
Disgusting.
I'm telling you right now.
Disgusting.
We're having some Taylor ham and egg. We're having some, what's that? Not Snapple. What's it called? It's a thing. It's all grease. What is that called? They eat it with eggs down in Philly.
Grits?
No, like schnittle or something like that. Schnapple or something stupid.
I don't even know what the hell you're talking about.
Hey, somebody from Philadelphia, help me out. It's called something with an S.
Something with an S.
Yeah.
And by the way, keep this in mind.
And you fry it with your eggs.
If the Philadelphia
Scrapple. Scrapple.
If the Philadelphia
Look up
Phillies...
Scrapple. Tell everyone what Scrapple is. Hold on one second, Evan.
Yeah.
Look up the word Scrapple. This is a breakfast delicacy in Philadelphia.
How do you spell it?
Scraple. Scrapple. Good.
It's known in
A mush of pork scraps.
mush of pork scraps
Yeah.
and trimmings combined with cornmeal and wheat flour.
So what they do
Dude,
is
it looks awful. I'm looking at
Yeah,
a plate
it looks
of it.
like a
after
dry
they
loaf.
slaughter
of-
the pig, whatever's left over, like a piece of the tail, a little chunk of ear, some of the nose, they put it in a machine, they chop it all up, they add some more cornmeal to it,
Yeah.
and they sell it in bricks. And then you, in theory, would slice a brick off like a brick of butter, and you fry it up.
It's a food, an ethnic
Yeah.
food of the Pennsylvania Dutch,
yeah.
including the Amish.
It's grapple.
Oh, you
Yo,
better not bring that
I'll
crap in
tell you
tomorrow.
something right now. If the Phillies win the World Series, you're eating Scrapple.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Trust me, the whole playoffs would have been like eating Scrapple. I don't need to eat any more of it.
This is so bad.
And to
for
make
us.
things worse, if the Phillies win tonight, you know who's starting the potential clincher for the Philadelphia
Is it
Phillies?
Wheeler?
Noah Syndergaard.
Oh, is that right?
It'll probably be a bullpen game, but
So
he
he'll
would
go
at
3,
least,
whatever.
He would at least start the game against the overrated Justin Verlander.
Well, you'll break down this game for us tonight later on because I don't know a lot about the guy pitching for Houston, but you'll give it to us.
Well, you should.
I should?
You can't hit him.
Oh.
Right, Big Mac?
Well,
Do
I
you know
mean-
a thing or two about Christian Javier?
Yeah.
You can't touch him. He no-hits your ass this season.
There's a long list of those pitchers in the playoffs. Though,
Anyway, we'll get into all that. It's funny. Someone on Twitter yesterday said to me, well, why don't you have Kay Adams on the show? And I said, she's coming in tomorrow, meaning today.
Right.
And then Kay Adams said, I am?
She didn't even know.
And I wrote back, aren't you? So I think she's coming in.
She's
after
got
3
such
o'clock.
a busy schedule, she don't even know
She
she's
ain't
coming
that
in.
busy, buddy. All right.
Well, Up and Adams is one of the most popular shows out there now.
No, she's got one show.
Yeah, Up and
All right.
Adams.
She got one show.
Yeah.
Some of us have multiple shows.
Here we go.
Let's not talk about busy. All right, let's not talk about busy. Some of us have 1, 2, 3 shows, and then there's guys like Boomer who have 6 shows. So I don't hear about busy. But she's coming in at some point after 3 o'clock today to say hi, and it's also Wednesday, meaning it's Wag Wednesday. Tawny Jade, because that sounds like a real name, is going to be joining us a little bit later on at 5 o'clock for another edition of Carton and Roberts Wag Wednesday. We'll get all your calls as well. I will say this, one quick thing. I was told from somebody in the building last night that Jerry Seinfeld looked miserable.
Yes.
You could confirm that?
Yeah, because I was watching him.
And
He
there's this
looked-
sense that maybe, he had tickets to this game or got invited to the game well before the Kyrie stuff, wasn't even paying attention, and then couldn't back out.
Or he's like me, because guess who else looked miserable throughout the game? Me. Because I knew what inevitably was going to happen in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So maybe Jerry's a diehard Net fan like myself, and he watched that game knowing exactly how it was going to
I
end.
think he's a Knicks fan, but maybe. It's possible. But that's what I think happened. He committed. He couldn't get out of it. He's sitting there. He knows everyone's taking his picture.
Right.
The cameras are on him. And he was miserable.
He was not happy.
That is the word on the street, at least.
Yeah.
All right? Okay. Coming to you live from the Town Fair Tire Studios, powered by Town Fair Tire. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Robert Keene wants Craig to know that he needs to STFU and stop interrupting the great Rich Ackerman when he does his updates.
Is that right?
I wanted to pass that out to you.
What's going to happen when there are no more updates? Is he not going to listen to the radio station anymore? Huh? I'm just asking for a friend. Yeah. And I love Rich Ackerman. Rich is my guy. Yeah, so zip your lip and let the professionals do their job.
STFU. I think that's classier than actually writing out the words, though.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, so let's make shirts up, STFU, with a PHU at the end, okay?